Hey everybody, before you continue watching the video, make sure you give the channel a like and subscribe. Go and follow us on Instagram. Go and check out all the different social media scenarios. Make sure if you're enjoying the content, go there, like, subscribe, follow, so we can keep putting stuff out. If you've got any questions, leave a comment. All right, make a comment on either of our pages and we'll answer them as soon as we can.
But it's interesting, you know, like I think the one thing also I mentioned before is that a lot of the time over the years I've gone back to basic techniques and reviewed them because I've realized that actually they work. Because, you know, some basic moves you do and you actually can do them wrong for many years. No, not completely wrong, but that 20% that could make a difference.
Yeah, small detail.
Small detail you've missed, yeah? And you always find that whether it's from mount or half guard or whatever, you always can find something.
Yeah.
And it's just, you observe things better. I mean, I remember looking at videos, and we all do in the old days, and you want to try and improve a technique as a white belt, but you miss. You're watching it and you're looking at it from the eyes of a white belt as opposed to somebody experienced and seeing what this guy's doing, and you miss stuff.
I think beginners have this, they have this wrong vision that it's about moving forward, you know, like, okay, next position, okay, next, and rather than concentrate on like the basic technique and try to see the ins and outs of the position, you know what I mean? They'll make them so proficient, then it's easier for them to act a little bit, slow down a little bit and kind of feel more.
But, you know, it's easy to teach technique, right?
Yeah.
But what is hard to teach is understanding principles.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's the principle. You know, if you said to a guy, why are you doing the arm bar? Why are you doing this?
They don't know.
They don't know.
Yeah.
They just know it works in 70%. And you go, well, what can you do to push it up? They wouldn't know because they don't understand the principle. And like you said, if a guy moves this way or this way and his weight shifted,
It changes
how you're going to approach it.
Yeah.
And that's the key, you know. Or simple things like if you take a guy's arm, he can't post that way.
Yeah.
That's a principle. The technique is grab here, but the principle is all you're doing is stopping the post. So you can actually achieve it in 50 ways if you wanted to.
Correct. You can pretty much create positions if you just understand the principle.
That's exactly
Be a simple, I do that, the guy will fall because it's the perfect
principle,
time.
the concept. The problem is like for a beginner or for us, it's easy for us to understand because we've had 10, 15 years to inherit this information. Yeah. Now, the difficult part comes for anybody as an instructor is to try and transfer this information to another person. Now, I would say that a lot of the teaching that happens is generally based on that level of the technique. Grab this grip here, kick the guide boom. It's less focused on the concept. Now, I'm not saying that that's good or bad because the problem with the concepts is the idea or the understanding for someone to comprehend this idea or this situation or thing is difficult for them to grasp. They can't get to page 350 on the book if they're starting from the front cover.
I agree with that, yeah.
And to bridge that space or whatever is difficult. And you can explain it to a lot of people, like you're saying, you explain it to 150 times and maybe 5 years into training, now they have enough understanding to actually grasp what that means.
And that's why jiu-jitsu takes a long time, because, and I think if you could teach people concepts, but people's retention is very low.
Small.
Yeah, so the best way is when you teach a technique is that you give them something to imagine that they can do, and if it works for them slowly, then 10 years later, they might put it together and realize what that technique is about. Because what I find is that as long as you know what the principle is, you can spot an opportunity.
Absolutely.
That you've never done before.
100%, because you're covering large portions or technical areas with an idea rather than a step-by-step process.
And so, and because the idea's in your head, you're looking at the guy. You don't go, I'm going to grab him. Here you go. He's about to post. Take his hand out. It's a huge difference. But like I remember having a chat with Fred Perini, who I trained with a lot. He said, geez, I wish I knew that 10 years ago, right? And we all say that. But the truth of it, he said, man, I would have been a good purple belt if I knew that move. Problem is, if you could have understood it, then you would have done. But that's not the case. It takes this long.
Yeah.
That's a challenge for people, though. People always want to, like, fast track their understanding or their belief in things, and a lot of the time without doing the work, and that's why they don't get the understanding.
I still
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, and a follow. Check out all our different social media platforms. There's heaps of content coming out. There's different snippets and content on different platforms, so make sure you're on everything. And again, if it helped you out, recommend to somebody else, and hopefully it'll help them out too.